Would you please rise for the singing of our national anthem?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Good afternoon, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the graduating class of 2014. It is also the first commencement ceremony that is being sent around the world on the internet, so we can be observed worldwide today as these young people receive their diplomas. I'd also like to thank a number of people. The first group I would like to thank is the community members. I'd like to thank them for this wonderful facility. As a person who's been involved in a lot of graduation ceremonies, I can tell you being in a wonderful air-conditioned facility such as this is fantastic. The next group I'd like to thank is the teachers and staff members who have had so much in getting these students to where they are at this point. A lot of hours teaching, grading papers, and patting students on the back. So again, thank you to you. The next group is the parents and family members. First, I would like to thank you for the opportunity of allowing us to educate your sons and daughters. In this day and age, you can choose whatever school you would like to go to, and for you to have chosen Hardin Northern, we appreciate it, and I hope we have given you a good return on your investment. Then I'd also like to thank the best group here today and the honored group, the graduating class of 2014. Whether you realize it or not, you're a fantastic group. You will be missed at Hardin Northern, and I hope each and every one of you follows your dreams and is a success in life, as I know you will be. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Joe Helsley, our high school principal.
Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to serve as the MC for today's ceremonies. Congratulations to all the seniors and especially to their parents and family. Today marks the culmination of 13 years of hard work, and we are very proud of this graduating class. I have been telling them for some time that this moment will be here faster than they can believe. And graduates, here it is. I shared some facts about this class last week at the Academic Awards and Senior Recognition Assembly, but let me share them again with you. This class as a whole has earned $187,810 in scholarships, and it is still climbing. Did you know that all 31 members of this class are going to a 2- or 4-year college, apprenticeship program, or some branch of the military? That means that 100% of this class is going on to some form of college for additional training. And 17 members of this class have already completed 200 semester hours of college coursework through our dual credit program. This amounts to an additional savings between $96,500 and $212,300, depending if the credit is with the state college or a private college. Add the scholarships and the dual credit courses together, and this class has earned between $284,310 and $400,110 in scholarships and college credit, depending if they attend a private or public college. Outstanding. As long as we're talking about scholarship money, many of you received this color brochure designed by Mitch Williams, a Hardin Northern junior in our computer science classes, in the newsletter earlier this month. There are extra copies of this flyer in the entrance hall for anyone that didn't get one or would like to share one with someone who doesn't live in our community. It describes the new Hardin Northern Scholarship Foundation, which allows a person to set up a permanent scholarship for Hardin Northern graduates pursuing further education beyond high school. Don't confuse this with the Hardin Northern Community Scholarship that 16 of these graduates received this year, which is a cash-in, cash-out donation type scholarship. Every dollar is spent on scholarships, and the amount of the scholarship varies depending on the number of students applying and the amount of money that came in. The foundation, on the other hand, spends only the interest generated from that foundation, so it will continue to generate scholarship money for years to come. Please consider being a part of this new scholarship program. If you're an alumni, check out the Hardin Northern webpage, which now has a place for alumni to update their personal information so that we have a better way to contact you. The first annual Polar Bear Legacy Golf Outing to benefit the Scholarship Endowment Fund is set for July the 12th at 9 o'clock at Kent Memorial Golf Course. If you are interested, the cost is $40 a person. You can see either Tim Roby or myself. We want to see this scholarship endowment take off, and that's a great way to get started. Now I'd like to pause a moment and recognize a few people. First up here on the stage, you have already heard from our district superintendent, Mr. Doug Roberts, and high school principal, Mr. Joe Helsley. Also up here are the school board president, Chris Rodeball. Thank you. The vice president, Kenny Hobson, and school board members Michelle Obenauer, Tim Roby, and Kathy Schrader. They will be presenting the diplomas later in the afternoon. Mr. Kano is the senior class advisor. Please stand, Mr. Kano. Another group that I would like to recognize are the staff in attendance. If you are a teacher, secretary, bus driver, custodian, an aide, a cafeteria worker, anyone who works for the school, please stand and be recognized. Last but certainly not least, if you are a parent or a family member of a graduate, would you please stand? It takes a great many people to equal a diploma. Graduates, many of the people that helped you achieve your diploma are here today. Don't forget to thank them for all they have done for you. Now, on with our program. The first order of business is to award our honor court. In order to honor the top academic students of each graduating class, Hardin Northern recognizes an honor court. To become a member of the honor court, students must have earned a grade point average of 3.5 to 4.0 over their 4 years of high school. This class has 7 honor court members, and at this time, the honor court members will be formally recognized and awarded honor court medallions. Mr. Helsley. Bryn Curl. Bryn is going to attend Kent State University, majoring in criminology. There's Velcro. Bethany Fisher. Bethany plans to attend Cedarville University, majoring in psychology with a minor in Bible. Hannah Fisher. Hannah plans to attend The Ohio State University, majoring in biology, microbiology, or genetics. Kyle Lamb. Kyle plans to attend Bowling Green State University, majoring in actuarial science. It bears noting that he is graduating with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Emily Obusick. Emily plans to attend Penn State University, majoring in architectural engineering, and it bears noting that she is also graduating with a perfect 4.0 GPA. Julia Poling. Julia plans to attend Ohio University, majoring in information and telecommunications systems. Kayla Thompson. Kayla plans to attend the University of Findlay, majoring in human resource management, and it bears noting she is graduating with a perfect 4.0 GPA. The Hardin Northern Class of 2014 Honor Court. So you just heard me announce that 3 of the Honor Court members have perfect 4.0s. The class has selected those 3 individuals to present the class speeches. And so with that, we will introduce Kyle Lamb.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for coming. Mr. Kano asked us to have a speech prepared by Friday, and I had one ready, but something happened last night that made me change my speech. My mom shared with me a letter that she wrote on August 22nd, 2001, which was our first day of kindergarten, and I think I would like to share that with you and discuss more about it later. It says, "Dear Kyle, today is Wednesday, August 22nd, 2001. I have just dropped you off at your first day of kindergarten. It's a rainy day and about 63 degrees outside. You are much more brave than I was for my first day of school. I was so proud of you. You just walked right in and sat down. Here's some facts about you that you may have forgotten by now. Today, you are 3 feet, 8 inches tall. You are 40 pounds. You are very handsome. You are wearing your glasses. Today, you were to wear your favorite t-shirt to school, and you picked out the Columbus Zoo t-shirt with the manatees on it. Your favorite baseball team is the Cincinnati Reds. Your favorite NASCAR racer is the number 20, Tony Stewart. You had a little cold today, but you refused to take any medicine. You had waffles for breakfast. Your other favorite foods are Pop-Tarts, peanut butter and jelly, and everything else sweet. You like Cartoon Network, playing Sony PlayStation, playing baseball, and getting your turn on the computer. You are very smart, especially smart with numbers. You are a big helper with your baby brother, Brady, who is 5.5 months old today. Once again, I am very proud of you, and your daddy is too. You are very good, and we love you more than you'll ever know. I hope this letter finds you happy and healthy. All my love, now and forever, Mommy." Reading this, I reflected, it was just 13 years ago when we all started school, and we've changed a lot since then. We had a time capsule that we buried the end of our 7th grade year, and we just opened it up to. And the change that has happened in those 5 years culminated with the elementary years before that. It's amazing to think how much we've all grown under the support of our friends, families, and loved ones. We're going to continue to change as time goes by and we graduate high school. And I know that these changes are going to make this already great group of people that much better. You're looking at an amazing group of people who have grown a bunch since 2001, and I can't wait to see how much more we can grow by the time we have our 5-year reunion. Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle. Our next speaker is Emily Obusick.
Congratulations. Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. Such begins a popular book by the one and only Dr. Seuss, Oh, the Places You Will Go. This is a popular book to be given to graduation students. And my class knows how much I enjoy reading, so how appropriate it is that I give my speech based on a book. And I want to make it known right now to any teachers I read during your class, especially Mr. Fish, I am really sorry. As we sit here now, on our graduation day, after 13 long years of school, we can only think of the places we will go. This fall, we will all head in separate directions with the promise of a long future ahead of us. And when we get to wherever we are going, things will start to happen for us, good things. As it says in the book, and when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along, and you'll start happening too. We are all apt to be successful people, even being from a place as small and non-happening as Dola, Ohio. We can make things happen. All of us have the capability to do great and wonderful things. But we mustn't become full of ourselves, because no matter how great we become, we will always be human and we will make mistakes. In the book it says, wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you will top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true, that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. We will make mistakes. It's the unavoidable part of being a human. But because of them, we will become better people. We will come to points in our lives when we will have difficult decisions to make, even more difficult than choosing colleges and majors. We will have to choose. We won't know which choice is right or wrong. But such is life, making hard decisions without knowing the consequences. Sometimes we will have support from others in our decisions, and sometimes we will be alone in our choices. But we will make it through. If we take anything with us from Hardin County, it should be the strength to make it through hard times, and the knowledge that we won't be alone for long. We will make friends, keep friends, and lose friends. We may get mixed up with the wrong people. As in the words of Dr. Seuss, you'll get mixed up, of course. As you already know, you'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure where you step with great care and great tact. And remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot from your left. As long as we keep a good head on our shoulders and the right people around us, we will have the ability to move mountains. Whether those mountains be social barriers, medical discoveries, scientific advances, or whatever else may come our way. We must remember that we can do it. So, be your name, Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray, or Mordecai Alley Van Allen O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Today is our day. We have mountains waiting for us, and as we go on we must remember the first mountain we conquered, graduating from a school as great as Hardin Northern. Thank you.
Thank you, Emily. The last class speaker is Kayla Thompson.
Don't know how to follow those speeches. Wow. The day that we have been waiting for is finally here. Our time at Hardin Northern has ended, and we are about to start the next chapter in our lives. We would not be where we are today without the love and support of our family, friends, and our community. I think I speak for everyone when I say we appreciate everything you have done for us throughout the years. I especially want to thank my parents for everything they have done, attending all my sporting events, encouraging me to do my best, and to Mom for always packing my school lunch, which I'm sure you'll miss. I'm proud to come from such a strong community, and I'm proud to be a polar bear. I have loved being a part of this class, and I'm truly sad to see our time together end. We have spent a total of 6 1/3 straight years together, and it all ends today when we walk out of this gym. We have been through a lot as a class, and the years have been filled with great memories, from switching Hannah and Bethany for a full day in 6th grade to our senior class trip to New York City. We will take the memories we have made with us for the rest of our lives, and I wouldn't have wanted to spend my 13 years here at Hardin Northern with any other class. So I learned something this past week. Writing a graduation speech is tough. There's so many different things you can talk about and so many stories you can tell, but it's not always what you say, but the fact that you came up and said something at all. I was afraid to come up here today. But fear is a thing that can hold us back from doing something truly amazing. Where would we be today if Thomas Edison was afraid to fail and never created the light bulb? We must not be afraid to tackle the obstacles in our way. We need to face them head on. This is a time of huge changes for us, and sometimes change can be scary. We need to embrace the change in order to grow and learn. We must keep our heads up in order to be ready to take on the world. We must have courage and never let anything get in our way. Steve Jobs once said, "Your time is limited, so do not waste it living someone else's life. Do not let the noise of others' opinions drown out your inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition." Now is the time to do what makes you happy and live the life you want to live. Be yourself and enjoy the ride. I wish each and every one of you the best of luck in everything you do in your future. You can accomplish anything you set your minds to. Congratulations, class of 2014. We did it.
Hannah and Bethany Fisher will now share a song with us. They'll be accompanied by the senior slideshow. Please enjoy.
I can see it in your eyes that you are restless. The time has come for you to leave. It's so hard to let you go, but in this life I know you have to be who you were made to be. As you step out on the road, I'll say a prayer, so that in my heart you always will be there. This is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. The stirring in your soul has left you wondering. decide to stay or turn around. Well, just remember that your dreams, they are a promise. That you were made to change the world. So don't let fear stop you now, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again, so let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home again. I know the brightest star above was created by the one who loved more than we'll ever know, to guide you when you're lost. What started as a still small voice is raging now, and your only choice is to follow who you are. So follow who you are, 'cause this is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again. This is not goodbye. I know we'll meet again. So let your life begin, 'cause this is not goodbye. It's just I love you to take with you until you're home. It is I love you to take with you until you're home. It's just we love you to take with you until you're home again.
Hardin Northern has established the Hall of Distinction in an effort to recognize graduates of Hardin Northern, DOLA, or Dunkirk that have gone on to do outstanding work in their chosen field or made substantial contributions to their community. Plaques commemorating their induction hang in the hall by the varsity gym and include their high school graduation picture and a recent picture along with the bio of their accomplishments. This year, I am pleased to induct two new members. The first is Mr. Norman Jolliffe, Hardin Northern class of 1953. Norman, if you want to make your way up here, and I will read your bio. After high school, Norman went to college for 1 year at Indiana Technical College. He then went to work for Toledo Scale Company in Toledo, Ohio. When Peerless Gear and Machine moved to Dunkirk, he started to work for them in July of 1956. At that time, they only made speed reducers and custom gears. In 1958, he designed their first transaxle for lawn and garden industry. He was drafted into the Army in November 1958, and while in the Army, he was in the Honor Guard on the post pistol team and the company rifle team. After completing 2 years in the Army, he returned to Peerless and continued to design transaxles and transmissions until he retired in June of 1999. During this time, he earned 27 United States patents for his inventions. In 1963, Peerless Gear was sold to Tecumseh Products Company, and he was transferred to Clinton, Michigan, until 1993 when the plant was closed and he was transferred to Salem, Indiana. From the time he started with Peerless Gear until he retired, the number of employees went from 20 to over 600. While living in Dunkirk, he was secretary of the fire department and was elected to city council. He has served on the board of trustees in his church in Tecumseh, Michigan, Peking, Indiana, and Findlay, Ohio. It is my privilege to present Norman the Hall of Distinction. Now, because of some health issues, Norman isn't able to speak, so I'm going to read what he gave me. And remember that this is Norman in high school, and I love this story. This is great. One of my earliest inventions was a car starter. I took an old alarm clock that my dad had thrown out. I got it running again and fastened it to a tin can, and I bent up to fit inside where the ashtray was in the bottom of the dash. I added some switches and wiring and set the gas pedal to go down far enough to set the automatic choke. After the car started, the gas pedal would go down, would go back up and run at an idle. If the car did not start within 10 seconds, it would turn the starter off and not run the battery down. So all I had to do was set the alarm to the time I wanted the car to start. One night, I had the car parked in front of my mom and dad's restaurant, and there was a bunch of us by the front window. I said, as soon as my car starts, I'm going home. Well, my car started, and I left. One of the girls went home and told her mother about it and said she was going to marry that guy. Well, next month, he will be married to her for 56 years. My advice to anyone starting to work, find a job that you will like what you are doing. When I was working on a new project, I would look forward to Monday morning so I could get back on it. It takes a lot of other people working to make the parts and assembling the units to make you a success. Do not forget these people, because without them, you are nothing. Norman Jolliffe. The second inductee is Dr. Charles Blem, Hardin Northern class of 1961. Charlie, if you could move on up this way. Charles Blem received his BS Phi Beta Kappa in the honors program at Ohio University in 1965, and his MS in 1967 and his PhD in 1969 as an NSF Fellow at the University of Illinois. He taught numerous courses over 36 years in the biology department at Virginia Commonwealth University in Richmond, and retired as Professor Emeritus in 2005. He was one of the founders of the VCU Honors Program and taught honors courses for many years. He was a visiting professor at the University of Montana Biological Station on Flathead Lake from 1990 to 2005. VCU's College of Humanities and Sciences presented him with the Outstanding Lecturer Award in 1984 and Distinguished Scholar Award in 2004, the only faculty member to win both awards. He published more than 100 scientific papers and book chapters, mostly in the field of conservation of birds, mammals, and reptiles, and his research of prothonotary warblers received widespread attention. For several years, he supervised Earthwatch expeditions investigating osprey biology in Montana with his wife and fearless field partner, Leanne. He studied rattlesnakes at the National Bison Range. How do you get that thing? Okay, just checking. He was an elective fellow of the American Association of Science and the American Ornithologists Union. He was president of the Richmond Audubon Society, vice president of the Virginia Ornithological Society, and president of the International Wilson Ornithological Society. He was editor of 3 major ornithological science journals and won the Ernst Edwards Prize for Best Paper in the Wilson Journal of Ornithology in 1984. With Leanne, he received the Clam Award for service to the field of ornithology in 2010. Upon their retirement, VCU students founded the Blem Scholarship in Biology. Dr. Charles Blem.
You guys stole all my thunder. I'm so proud of you. Thomas Wolfe said, you can't return home. He was wrong. Returning home is a pleasure. I really appreciate this award and congratulate the class of 2014. Go Bears. Plato said, wise men speak when they have something to say, fools because they have to say something. And I have to say something, I guess. It was funnier in the original Greek. I'm not smart enough to inspire you. You're going to inspire yourselves. In the 36 years of advising students, I never told them how to paddle their canoes. I just told them where the rocks were and where the friendly currents are. About 55 years ago, just before my class graduated, the General, George C. Marshall, died. Probably wasn't the most famous general. You probably know Patton, you probably know Eisenhower, you know Bradley. But George C. Marshall had a slogan. His slogan was, "There's no limit to the good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit." Let me repeat that. There's no limit to the good you can do if you don't care who gets the credit. I don't think he was exactly right about that. We need to be very concerned about who gets the credit. I live in an Indian reservation in western Montana. And my heroes should all be cowboys, but they're not. My heroes are hardworking, honest people who followed Marshall's slogan. And you are connected with lots of these people. Before I do anything else, I want to introduce my family. I have people here, my son, his sons, my daughter-in-law come from Louisiana. My daughter who's come from Richmond. In that crowd, there are 2 MDs, 1 MBA, 4 bachelor's degrees, and they're all pretty much public school graduates. Public school is great. You guys are products of one of the best public schools around. When you go to college, don't be awed by anybody else. Stick in there, work hard, write down everything those guys tell you in lecture, and memorize it. They all think they know what they're doing. Most of them don't. But you'll get a good grade as you've been doing. By the way, these people all got better grades than I got here. How did that work out? Jeez. I want to mention my biggest hero, person who followed George C. Marshall more than anybody else. My wife, would you stand up? I've been riding her coattails for so long, it's sad, and so is everybody else in that row. She's the person, I embarrass her with this. She's the person who made it possible for everybody else to do what they did, and she never looked for any credit. She didn't get anything out of it except she got to be a good mom and a great grandma, and she's been a great research partner. My advice to young men, when you go to the university or wherever you're going, go to the hardest class, find the smartest girl in that class and beg her to marry you. It's very, very successful. You're fortunate to have gone to Hardin Northern. School has always been a fertile place to grow. My classmates in 61 were a great group, very, very awesome collection of people. We had wonderful parents and great teachers, and we succeeded because of them. I attended Dunkirk School starting 65 years ago. That sounds, I should have a beard down to here. Walked to school in the morning. My dad was the janitor. My dog went to school and sat beside me. This is, you talk about rural school, this is rural, but not that rural, and it doesn't hurt a thing. My grandpa taught me to read before I went to school. He was concerned whether I was going to ever amount to anything, I'm sure. My elementary school teachers, do you know these people? Mrs. Arn, Mrs. Agan, Miss Burwell, Mrs. Reese, Mrs. Alt, Mrs. Hanley. These were the first 6 grades. They worked their butts off trying to get us up to speed. My class was the first one to go through freshman through senior years in this high school. Great teachers here then were, in my opinion, Dr. DePiro, or Mr. DePiro, who was a music teacher, Ms. Troxel, who taught English. She'd be astounded to find that I graded the English on people's manuscripts, including some famous people. She'd probably be stunned. Mr. Steele, I don't know if you know Mr. Steele, but Mr. Steele is as good as his name. He taught chemistry and physics and did not take any prisoners. And I got better grades in college in those 2 courses than I ever did from him. Leads me to the only thing I charge you with. I'm not telling you to do anything, but I'm repeat what at least 3 people here have said. Not today. Don't do it today. It's obvious today. Someday in the future, take the time to thank your parents and your favorite teachers for their contributions to your lives. Everything you are or ever will be was shaped by them. You'll realize this when you're my age, and you'll be sorry to have missed the opportunity to tell them how much they mean to you. Truly grateful to all the people I have mentioned, plus a lot of really great mentors I had in college. but they've almost all completely passed away, and I missed my chance. Don't miss yours.
Thank you, Dr. Bloom. We have reached that point in the program. Board of Education, Mr. Roberts, Mr. Helsley, the class awaits you.
Bryn Emily Lynn Curl. Bethany Ann Fisher. Hannah Tay Fisher. Kyle Joseph Lamb. Emily Morgan Obusick. Julia Catherine Poling. Kayla Marie Thompson. Tiffany Lynn Breidenball. Corey Don Butler. Cammie Joe Castle. Liam Patrick Dans. Riley Dalton Drum. Brandon Lee Phipps. Ethan Thomas Flowers. Jacob Neil Gossard. Marlo Jean Hall III. Justine Jacole Haldenshield. Jared Matthew Herr. Grant Michael Heitz. Kylie Joe Hooker. Kyle James Kaler. Austin Bailey Miller. Trevor Michael Pritchard. Tyler Joseph Rawl. Brett Daniel Roby. Leah Raquel Rao. Taylor Ray Shuey. Brooke, Kimberly, Ann, Sloan. Colton, Raymond, Spearman. Brittany, Nicole, Watts. Molly, Ann, Wilson. Congratulations, Hardin Northern graduating class of 2014.
I would like to reach out my hand, but still, but tell you to run. Nobody sings the young. Well, pick me up with good in hand, but still, but tell you to run. Nobody sings the young. Well, I would like to hold my little hand. How we will run, we will. How we will crawl, we will. I would like to hold my little hand. How we will run, we will. How we will crawl. Send me on my way. 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 I would like to reach out my hand. But still, but tell you to run. Nobody sick, nobody out. Pick me up where good in hell. Who that said, who that tell you to run? Nobody sick, nobody out. Well, I would like to hold my little leg. I will like to hold my little leg. I will cry. Send me in my way. Send me in my way. Send me in my way.